In the building.
What's
Back
happening, y'all?
another week of the Knicks corner. I love it,
Yes.
man. I love it. Let's hit the
Sorry
intro.
about last night, guys. I I had a
Yo,
disappointing
hold,
evening.
hold, hold it. Let's hit the intro, and then I want you to take the stage, bro, and light it up.
Feel the city in the jersey when you wear it. Orange and blue coursing through your whole spirit. That bright lights be hotter than a sauna. This that Knicks music. This that Knicks corner.
I
That's
mean,
right,
nothing
man.
real
That's
big,
right.
nothing major. You know what I mean?
No, what do
Um,
you, dude? It's major, bro. Don't downplay it.
no, 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 no. I mean, it's cool. Listen, end of the day, I interviewed for the Moni Love episode of Unsung. Unfortunately, my footage did not necessarily make the show, but I was glad to be a part of it, and I still thank the producer of that particular show, Cassidy Arkin, for let me hang out, let me meet some really cool people in the background, and just to wax poetic about hip hop goddess Moni Love. That was wild cool.
Hell yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, don't be dismayed. I have been informed that I am still in a few upcoming episodes, so still stay tuned in and locked in to Unsung. Hopefully, we won't postpone the show for them, but well, honestly, one of them we just might. But I digress. Man, we had three wins and two losses. What a week! And
Wow.
I
I
am
didn't.
in such a good mood about it all, to be perfectly honest.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
I
get to put
segue
up a
like a
banner
mug,
for
bro.
him. Yo, man, I was gonna put up a nice banner that said like Coach Fight on the TV. What? You know what I'm saying? Like unsung heroes, like
Yo, it
the whole
would have
thing,
been
bro.
better. It would have been better, and I love you for that, Danny, because you was definitely hyping us up. But It
Hell
would have
yeah.
been better if I was actually in it.
Ah, still,
I
bro. I
watched the
feel you.
whole episode, and I was like, oh. But it was still a fly episode. I mean, if you don't know Mooney's story, definitely check that episode out on Unsung. But if y'all did want to see me, I was in the Soul for Real episode last week.
Hell yeah, bro. Plug
So
your shit,
I
bro.
was
Plug it.
definitely in that. So y'all could definitely check me out. And I'm wearing I didn't have Nick's corner attire at the time, but I'm rocking my Candid corner outfit a little bit. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
big fun, and there's more things are coming. But again, enough about that nonsense. The Knicks, yo, all
Knicks.
5 games, man. Yo, I'm not mad at my squad. I'm really not.
They were tough, man. Listen, they each game had its little quirks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We
but they
could be
definitely put
five
up
and
a
zero,
fight.
but I ain't
Oh
man.
yeah. Listen, man, like the time that they needed to turn the corner and show us that they could win these games was 20 games ago, 30 games ago. You know what I'm saying? Like what they're showing now is that they're starting to understand the way that they play and the way that they need to play, like the ins and
Right,
outs and the little things. You know what I mean?
right.
The intangibles, the details, and it's all coming together. And it's like I just we're just 20 games behind the
Yeah,
ball. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And
But
it
it's still
stinks,
great to
man, but
watch.
it is. Listen, it's nice to see it. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch no unmotivated ball. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the
Right,
way, and our guys come out on the court just to get off it.
and just not for nothing, my brother. But Deuce has played more than one game.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. And he's been playing some minutes, man. And doing his thing. He's affected the game, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
He
if
is
his shot would fall, he'd play more minutes,
he'll get there. I
and
want
he
to see
will. Oh
him.
gosh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I want to see him. See, this is the thing for me is he needs this time at the end of the season to play to get that confidence up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I feel like he's not seeing his shot fall. So what else can he do? Well, he cuts to the rim, right? And he
Yes.
he also applies rim pressure. So I feel like I
Yes.
want to see a guy like him get inside a little bit more and start seeing the ball fall through the hoop in that
Right.
way. And then hopefully as he starts coming further
Then the
back from
jumpers
the
will
rim,
start to fall, and his
exactly,
eyes will
man.
get trained on the rim, and things will get good for him again. Yes.
Yep. That's what I'm
Yes.
hoping, man. And if if Coach was looking to win each game the rest of the way and chase that play in wholeheartedly, Deuce isn't going to have that opportunity. And other guys in his position won't have that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see Sims getting big minutes until things, started to kind of turn as a team. And now look, you know what I mean? Look at what he just did yesterday, man.
But he was like the first.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I feel like he was,
in my opinion, he was the first domino to start getting more minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Once the tide started turning, and
once the tide turned, like the switch on Nerlens Noel was like Elfrid Payton. It was quick.
Yeah, well, that's just a shame with Noel, man. You know what I mean? Just in terms of his health for the whole season. Who expected him to barely touch the floor the whole season?
For real.
So real quick, before we keep it going, I just want to let the people know, everybody that's watching, tuning in right now, you could come on the show and chop it up with us right here. I got that link right underneath the post. I just put it in the chat. You copy and paste that. That'll bring you right into our room, and we'll throw you up on a stage, and you could go back and forth with us, in our takes. So just throwing that out there to anybody that's tuned in and wants to be a part of it. I know, a lot of cats are always talking about it. So this is the opportunity, man. Come through. So, yeah, man, Sims, he shows, in games like last night and over the course of this stretch here that I feel like he definitely could be a relied upon, number 2 guy, And it's what's crazy, Coach, is I see all these takes on Twitter talking about, Sims is this guy, like we can move on from Mitch. And it's like.
Yep, I saw that too. I didn't want to comment. I'm glad you did because I'm over it.
I know you are, bro. I know you are, man.
Over it. Instead of engaging it now, I just see it and scroll past it like, yeah, whatever, man.
I feel you, man. Listen, it gets tiring, bro. It does. It definitely does.
Because, again, in my humble opinion, seeing development and, it's funny because like 2 seasons ago, we were saying that about Mitch, about other people. Oh, we got Mitch. We can move on from XYZ because we got Mitch. Now all of a sudden we got Jericho, so now we got to move on from Mitch. Because at the end of the day, fans don't want to pay nobody.
Yep.
Because Mitch's contract is coming, so you know what? Let's take all of the development and what he's become and get rid of it so that we can watch Jericho Sims take 3 years to develop and do the very same thing so that in 3 years we can jettison him too. For the next person that's behind him.
It's crazy, man. So I kind of stayed off of Twitter a little bit this weekend.
Same.
And I watched the Nets game, right? And there's pieces in that game where I'm just watching Mitch, like with his blocks, with his steals. And I'm just thinking, like.
With his activity.
Yeah, listen. Is
blocking Durant's 3-point shot that nobody can block. You know what I mean?
Is there anyone else in the NBA? And listen, I understand he's not polished. He's not 100% what he needs to be yet.
He's 4 years in.
Right. Listen, and that's another thing, man. Listen, if he went to college, finished those 4 years, he's a rookie right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, pump the brakes a second, man. Pump the brakes, man. What I took away from the games this weekend was, goddamn, Mitch is more than just a defensive acre. Like, who else in his position can push the pace the way that he does, right? We're not just talking about blocking the rim and guarding the paint. We're talking about blocks and steals in transition and continuing to push it the other way. You know what I'm saying? Who else is doing that? And at his length and diving falls. Man.
He's an iron horse, bro. How many times has he jumped out? How many games have you and I gone to together where he fell, grabbed his ankle, and we thought, oh, season's over, and he's in like 2 plays later?
Yeah, right. Just
that happened twice with just us being there, let alone how many other times throughout the season.
Every game, man. There's little things about Mitch, right? Like jump balls. Does he usually win a jump ball? Like, we know. Like, he doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's funny how things go, man. So, but yeah, I think Sims is going to be a nice number 2, man. Listen, you find a way to pay Mitch. I don't think Mitch is going anywhere, even though you hear reports, right?
He shouldn't want to, and we shouldn't want him to go.
Not right, exactly. There's got to be that mutual interest there. And I see reports saying OKC is going to look to go after him.
That's
Detroit,
nice.
Mavericks. Right.
Good for them.
But what I'm saying is these are all things that people put out there.
I know. I'm not shooting you down. I'm shooting them down because I'm like, it's like skeet shooting. Mavericks pull.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Chris Persianen put out a tweet earlier, a video actually saying winter's coming. And what he meant by it was that you're about to start seeing the floodgates open with all these articles coming out in terms of connections to this guy, and not just in terms of Donovan Mitchell or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but like stuff everybody. Like this also. Right, exactly, because now where people are going to start looking to pick certain guys like a Mitch off of a team, there's going to be people that are going to start looking to put articles out. Oh, this team's got interest. This team's got interest, because you got to start generating a pulling type of play. You know what I'm saying?
His agent will be doing stuff like that too, just to drive that price up a little bit, to help his clients. Sure. So there's going to be all kinds of politics like that going on behind the scenes. As fans, we just got to be patient and not react to everything we see.
100%, man. 100%. That's a big thing, and we preach that all the time, man. As influential as our fan base is, like, we got to use that to our strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it doesn't hurt that we have so many different great Knicks contributors. You know what I'm saying? In terms of Knicks Film School, you got Knicks Fan TV, you got Nothing But Knicks, the whole platform, Diehard Knicks, all the spaces going on, KCDA, can't forget my boys doing their things during the day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you have all these places that also help kind of control the narrative in a way. Correct. And that's so important, because in New York media, we see how it gets taken out of context and blown out of proportion.
All the time.
It's crazy.
Elitist and TMZ journalism over, just telling a story, letting the reader develop their opinion on their own, as opposed to being spoon-fed what you want them to feel and what you want them to be mad at and stuff like that. I get tired of it.
Definitely.
Listen, I see my man New Tape City been sitting there for me, bro.
Yeah, bro. He's got the mug.
Let's give him a couple of minutes. See what's on his mind.
Let's do it, man. Bank Eye, what's going on, bro? Welcome to the Knicks Corner.
What up, B? What's happening, man? Long time, brother.
Yeah, what's up, guys? What was the last time I saw you guys was during the Milwaukee game, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen you since then, though. I feel like I've seen you out.
Did you?
Yeah, I definitely.
The Clippers game, right?
I don't remember what game, man. Yo, after these morning drives, it's crazy, right? People are like, I don't know how you remember like all the details and ins and outs. Once that drive is done and like I'm on to the next game, that previous drive is gone. That's the beauty of it, though. Like, you could still go back and rewatch it and it all comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's a quick 2 minutes. But yeah, man, it's just funny. Like, my brain is only so big. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wear youth hats, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I hear that. It's a lot of stuff to remember at times.
So it's on your mind, my brother.
Yeah.
Great show, by the way.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, man.
No problem. What was on my mind? The Mitchell Robinson and Jericho Sims stuff. Like, I know for a fact you guys seen the back and forth earlier. Listen, man. Like, I like Jericho Sims. I like Mitchell Robinson. Both are 23 years old. They both don't really have much of an offensive game other than lobs, dunks, putbacks, But to come in and just have recency bias and be prisoners of the moment is kind of silly, because we see Jericho Sims have a decent game, catches crazy alley-oops and stuff like that. And all of a sudden we think that he's better, like much, much better than Mitchell Robinson. I think that's just a little bit silly. I think that we need to slow.
Crazy reach, man.
Yeah, like, we have to slow down the roll a little bit. Like, sometimes, like, we fall in love with these young guys that come into the team, like, to a fault. Like, we can't trade them. We always have to play them. They're better than whoever's been on the roster for like a year or two that's been like putting up numbers or playing well. And we forget what those other guys have been doing. Like, we have to like stop thinking so much on emotion at times. And I know it's difficult to do, because even I, get emotional with certain players and I'm attached to certain players. But sometimes we got to let the attachment go. Like, you can't sit here and tell me that Jericho Sims, who's a second-round pick, who's been on the G League most of this season, all of a sudden is much, much better than Mitchell Robinson, who's been on this team for what now? 3 years, I think it is, right?
Right.
if I remember. And like, he's kind of like he's had his up and downs. He's been injured at times. He's gotten burned certain matchups. But people forget that this guy's had some crazy games. He's shooting, what is he shooting? 73% from the field. Like he broke the field goal record last season.
Right.
He's had this season, he had that matchup against Steven Adams where like he completely neutralized one of the strongest and biggest guys in the entire NBA, and he was blocking John Morant's shots. He was having putbacks. And like, I know his offensive game is limited, but when the guy is on, he has his monster games. Like he'll give you the double doubles, he'll block the shots, he'll rebound. Jericho Sims, like he has the potential. He's 23. He has unlimited potential. I'm not saying that, he's a bad player or he can't one day, be a really good player.
He just
He's just not there yet. He's just not there yet.
He's not there. And you see it, yeah. Sometimes, he's able to hold his own on certain possessions against guys like Embiid and the Miles Turners and whatever. But he can't do it consistently enough where like he can stay on the floor and be a starting center. Like we let go of Mitchell Robinson and people say, well, you can just have Jericho Sims start. Listen, we're going to throw this kid under the fire for being a second round pick. And when he doesn't deliver, everybody's going to start saying like, whoa, you have Mitchell Robinson. Why'd you let him go? Why is Jericho Sims starting when he's not ready? Right. So people got to be careful with the narratives they try to create. If you're wrong, just admit that you're wrong. It's that simple.
And they forget that Mitch is also a second round pick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
And
before you keep going, I just want to bring up my boy, man. I'm sure everybody that's watching here on Twitter knows my man, the one and only State is
world famous,
almighty fourth seed. What's up?
Wait, did he put that on the shirt?
That whole Mitchell Robinson is a second rounder comment is so fact. Oh my God, people
crazy, bro. People forget.
Yo, what's up,
fellas? Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I need a minute. I gotta talk to my baby brother, cause me and State, we was for a minute. We went back like 4 flat tires on an old Datsun. Boy, we was down. Then all of a sudden, Frank Ntilikina ain't on the team no more, and all of a sudden, our opinions differed like crazy. But as the Hoopers call me, Uncle Coach Fire, love you, brother.
I love you too, OG.
And I know you love the Knicks, even though your ideas about this team differ from mine. But you said, I value the hell out of your opinion, and I can't wait to hear it. So, ladies and gentlemen, State.
Yo, and if you're watching this right now, hit that retweet, man. Help get this out, bro. I want to start doing this.
Yo, this is amazing. Y'all don't understand what this is. Y'all don't understand. We got Bankai and State in the same room.
Bankai, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, man?
With grumpy Coach Five.
With him sometimes, but I know the guy is smart. So, he's a smart guy.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, bro. Listen, I want to make this like a live spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like that is my goal. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like take spaces to that next step. Yeah, man. Listen, I don't know how many people we could get up in here at the same time, but we're gonna figure it out at some point.
I think we can get to 6.
All right. Well, that's cool, man.
I think we can get up to 6.
That's cool, man.
So
that's
wait.
Cool. So
wait, hold on, Danny. I just want to give y'all flowers, man. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, never that. I appreciate it, bro. For sure, but it's never needed, man.
Listen, I'm not a morning person. So anybody who could wake up at the time y'all be waking up to do y'all fine.
Word. It ain't easy, bro.
Much love to y'all.
I appreciate that, man. I definitely do. It's not easy, especially after losses, man. Knowing I gotta wake up early. First of all, I gotta finish watching the game. Then I gotta wake up early on top of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
and those West Coast games.
Yeah.
That stretch killed me, man. I was taking naps.
I find them therapeutic because I get to yell at my phone for like 5 to 7 minutes. It's just vent.
Hell yeah, man. You gotta vent, dude.
Sometimes, bro. I mean, sometimes you gotta vent joy, but sometimes you gotta vent pain too, boy. Ooh.
Listen, it's gotten easier. That's for sure.
I feel like this is one of the most intriguing Knicks seasons I've ever seen.
Indeed.
So I watched 5 Knicks teams play this whole season, like 5 different type of Knicks teams.
Break it down.
I watched a slow-paced Knicks team. I watched the ISO-centric Randall offense. I watched the RJ Barrett-centric offense. I watched Kemba Walker guard-dominated offense, and I watched Derrick Rose offense. So I watched about like 5 different types of offenses this season. I can't wrap my brain around the fact that we are all arguing about these players, and Thibs is the guy who is coaching these guys. He puts Randall in positions to ice all the time. He puts Mitch in position to not get the ball. He's not telling his guards to pass the ball. All of this is on Thibs. Granted, some of the stuff that Randall and RJ and those guys get,
and Burks and Fournier, and very much so. There's a lot of free stuff. Listen, I don't argue that Thibs has issues. But I've always argued 2 other things. Number 1, he's trying to cook with groceries that don't necessarily fit. And number 2, there's a lot of poetic license I see on the court too, man. Even at the timeouts where you're supposed to run a certain set thing, I see people going the wrong way or people not moving, and all of a sudden it all stagnates and slows down. So It's like that gets on my nerves too, because it makes it difficult for me to sometimes see where Thibs is falling if I don't know if Burks is actually following the plan, or if Fournier isn't trying to just eke out to get his 3 off without running the play, or IQ trying to shoot a Steph Curry shot sometimes. Not all the time. And Knicks fans are really good at finding where the coaching stuff, the X's and O's, are or are not being executed. But sometimes I feel like with the newer guys that came in, Thibs lost a little bit of that control that he had to make sure that everybody followed suit and what was going on. I think Elf was really good at listening, and I think Bullock was really good at listening. I don't think Kemba and Fournier were nearly as good at that. Well, and so the cracks in the foundation of his coaching start showing up. And now you got Burks doing his own thing. You got RJ trying to get his off because I'm not getting the ball. And yes, Randall is not a number damn 1. Somebody need to tap him on the shoulder and be like, listen.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you made a lot of points there, bro.
I know.
You did. And this question directly ties into that. Do y'all think because Thibs is a guy who wants full control of his team, and the fact that he didn't get all of his assistant coaches hired? Actually, I found out today that management had put a lot of those guys that's on the bench next to him.
Yes.
They put those guys next to Thibs, and William Wesley was the guy who wanted those guys next to Thibs and didn't want Thibs assistant coaches. So do you think that on top of the fact that Mike Woody is in Indiana, do you think all of that coincides with what we're seeing this season as far as the offense is concerned?
Danny, I talk too much, so you hit it first.
Nah, it's all good, man. I wish you didn't do that because I was just looking at a setting over here.
Okay, then, Bankai.
Yeah, man. I'll come back around. I heard pieces of it.
Personally, from all the other coaches, I'm not sure. I know for a fact that Woodson, I feel like, because some people don't, I feel like Mike Woodson not being here anymore definitely had a big impact on the team. Definitely had a big impact on Thibs' coaching. Like, I know often we hear that, he's more of a defensive-minded guru, defensive-minded coach. He's not much of an offensive-oriented type of guy. And I know we don't have a point guard on the roster, like a true point guard that can set everybody up and run plays and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, Thibs, like, his strong suit is not really offense. Like, we see it with some of these sets. We see it with some of these plays. And like I said, part of the blame is not having a point guard, but also part of the blame is him himself with his coaching. So I do think, like, offensive coaching, I do think that Mike Woodson, like, while he's not an offensive genius in my opinion, I still think he played a decent hand or a decent role in like telling Thibs, like, hey, we got to set this type of play up, and we got to have certain guys in these spots and have guys in those spots. And not only that, but from a human type of standpoint, like he was one of the more relatable coaches on the squad. Like he could get through some of these younger guys and some of these other players, where like Thibs is more of like a hard ass type of coach, right? So I think it definitely does play a part into it. Like I agree with that with State. My bad.
Yeah, and I deferred because I don't know for how long on these episodes, Danny, I've been proponent of the fact that we have missed a step with the loss of Mike Wilson. And again, for me, this goes back to my issues with the front office, because even if you said, well, let's see what these assistant coaches could do to jump in and help Thibs with the offense, because, again, the reason why they paired Thibs with Woodson, Bankai, was for that exact reason.
Right.
Woodson was going to keep the guys' minds right and, help with the fluidity of the offense, even though you always have to remember Woodson is a highly ISO star guy. He was ISO Joe. He was ISO Mello. He was ISO Amari. You know what I mean? He loves to ISO the star, so perhaps that's where this Randall stuff started. Or at least was cemented, I'll say.
Right.
Coach, if I may, I don't mean to cut you off before I lose the
you're
call,
not. Go ahead.
But also remember, be mindful that when Mike Woodson was the head coach here with the Knicks back in 2012 season, he had the foresight to play Melo at the 4, and he convinced Melo to play at the 4 for a whole season. When you remember, Melo was never that fond of playing at the 4 because he used to hate banging around with bigger guys and stuff.
Right.
But he convinced him that, hey, if you play at the 4 this season, one, you're gonna unlock even more potential for yourself. Like you're gonna be hitting threes. Yeah, you're gonna have to bang around, but you're gonna play with guys that really can't guard you in the perimeter because you're so elusive and you have an off the dribble game. You can post up, and that right there shows you that he had the foresight and the offensive mind to try something different. That like
by what you're
like,
saying,
that Thibs wouldn't do.
Right, and by what you're saying, that paralleled in what we saw in Randall last season. While Woodson was here. And his frustration gotta be that there's nobody that can reach him like how Woodson can. And the offense is different, but no one is stepping up to fix it. This is the very same offense we saw in the playoffs. This is the very same offense. All of a sudden, the fluidity and the ball movement stopped.
Right, the game plan
Stopped. And it's never been replaced. And you can blame that on Thibs all day long, but Woody was an assistant coach. We had that in place when they were together. How come even now that hasn't been solved? They busy hiring consultants from the Minnesota Timberwolves and nonsense, but they not solving the problem.
Right. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like my biggest thing is when you went back and watched the tape and saw how you were getting double teamed and you fixed it, last year, and you were able to pass out of the double teams, before it even was coming. What happened to that sense of play? Like, you don't lose that ability. Like, I have no idea. Like, it never.
Maybe Woody is the one who saw it and pointed it out to him. And with the frustration, he lost the vision and he can't see it, and ain't nobody else in there can show it to him.
It's crazy, man. The whole.
Because a lot of this is coaching. And I'm glad State brought that up because it's a combination of everything.
It is. It definitely is.
What I mean?
At the same time, man, the front office is the one who dictates what ingredients Thibs is going to have to utilize to make the salad. Right. So
and if you give me cucumbers and if you giving me avocados, and I'm telling you I'm allergic, but I see cucumbers, zucchini, and avocado in the damn bag, and you asking me to make a salad. My salad is not going to be great because, number one, I can't taste it to make sure it's great because I'm allergic to the ingredients you're giving me.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if that's the ingredients they're given, then you got to make the best nasty salad that you possibly can. And Thibs did not necessarily do that this year.
Right.
But again, you got folk that's not properly shopping. Then you got a chef that can't cook with all the ingredients you're giving them. And then you got ingredients that just want to do their own thing. They don't want to sit in the pan, right? They want to roll to the side. It's just all kinds of...
Man, but I'm telling you, dude.
We were 3 out of 5 in the last 5 games, and we had promise in all 5 games.
We definitely did.
You know what's crazy? Everything that could almost possibly go right last season went right, and everything that could almost possibly go wrong this season has gone wrong. Like people forget, it's not only one thing, but so many different things have gone wrong this season. From Derrick Rose missing time to all our young players catching COVID at one point and not being able to play.
And stuff, man. Like, look at just with Cam Reddish alone.
Yeah, like so much stuff has gone wrong this season.
Way too much, man. Way too much. And it's the only reason that I lean on that I'll give Thibs the benefit of the doubt of having next season. You know what I'm saying? Like you killed it in your first year. Yes, this year it is what it is. And coach, I know, I totally understand where you're at, man. But with me, it's
I haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, no. I know. But I know where you're at with it all. But for me, it's like he just isn't. To me, he's just not the right mix. He's not the right mix of everything for this group that we have moving forward.
What coach is, though, Danny? Really?
Well, we're going to have to find out, man.
We've been finding out for the last 10 years. Every other year, we got a new coach trying out the new thing. Man.
But listen, every year, things fluctuate, and we end up with different teams.
This is the best we've been, even with the coach.
100%.
Because there's a lot of things that we can positively take. Even though there's been a whole lot of negative. And a lot of the positive that we could take is, number one, they're still fighting for him, guys. They are.
Listen,
they could have quit on this season already themselves, and they haven't. And we're seeing the development. Let me finish, Ben. Yeah. Then I'll let you get it.
Sure.
And we're seeing the development in our young guys that we've been waiting to see, and it looks good. And next year, Obi and IQ will take another step. It's going to look right. The problem is we are judging off of 2 years. One great one and one that went bad. So now we're extra salty right now about this while we're in the midst of it. But we got to take a good breath. Calm down. Wait for the offseason. Give it the daggone 3 years. You got to give it time. It's the one thing that we most definitely don't do.
Next, bro. I'm glad you're going next because I'm trying to take my breaths here.
I mean, you got to. Because how is this supposed to be built, guys? If as soon as it goes good and then it goes bad and then we got to make changes, how does that? There's no consistency there. That's my biggest thing about change. Is if we don't give it enough time to be right, how do we know it's not right? How do we automatically know it's wrong a season in after it's right? Y'all feel it, and I get y'all, and Ben kind of hit it, but for me, I cannot make a decision like that in year 2 just because it went a different way. I can't.
That's totally, absolutely acceptable, bro. 100%.
Yeah, indeed. All of these ideas are.
Everybody's going to be on the same page. And I'm going to lay out exactly why I'm feeling the way that I feel. But I want to definitely let Bankai hit that.
Yeah, no, thank you, Danny. And Coach, I was just going to say really quick. Shoot, what was I going to say? That's why I wanted to say it right there in the moment.
Yo, it's tough, bro. I'll be writing things down.
Yeah, whatever we say, whatever we think about at the end of the day, I still feel like Thibs is not going to get fired at the end of the day. He's going to be back next season. I truly feel, even if they just give him half of the season, he's still going to be back regardless of what we think and how we feel.
Agreed.
But doing that lame duck stuff is typical Nick crap, and that's not taking us anywhere. It's just not. Giving up when you see Rocky. I mean, dude, how many of us... Dude, you just got married, Danny. How long you've been with your lady for some time, correct? Has it all been great?
No, and no relationship.
Have there been some times where
anybody tells you that a relationship is
but that's
all
my
flowers,
point, though. But at the end of the day, you find out that it's worth it.
Oh, for sure.
But you can't quit when they're hard.
No, definitely not. And I'm not.
Sometimes
that's not how
you gotta step in and give it that time to really see where the relationship can go.
I'm very much realistic where I'm with it, and I'm positive and I'm optimistic.
Like, I know, but that's not what I'm saying.
You know that, right? So
right.
let me lay out exactly why I'm thinking exactly what I'm thinking, right?
Okay.
There's multiple reasons, and I'm just
cool.
I'm not gonna paint the whole picture because I'll be here for another hour. So I'll just throw out some things, right? The first thing is the ability to make adjustments, right? Whether it's in game or in the flow of the season. Now, again, right? So I'm saying whether it's in game or in the flow of the season, there's a lot of little things that I'm not seeing him doing that I'm seeing him doing. For example, last year he was huge.
Wait. So he did them before, and you're not seeing them now.
And I don't know why. And these are
that's interesting.
It makes me wonder.
I agree with
he called timeouts last year to kill momentum non-stop. He did not do that this year.
He's doing it now. Have you not noticed?
In the last
he
game,
is doing it now again. He really is.
He has in the last couple of games. That's it. And I even said in the morning drive, I don't know if a flip switched or what, but
a switch might have flipped.
My point is, so that's one, right? That's
two.
One. And
that's adjustments and timeouts. I'm writing them down.
Well, so I'm putting adjustments as an umbrella, and I'm going to start putting bullets under that, right? So
okay. So this is the adjustments umbrella. Okay,
that's my point. Is that I'm seeing so many different things. It's hard for me to not.
Okay, well, no, I'm writing them down. I want to hear
if he's the right guy for this group and this fit, right? First of all,
the fit that he helped create.
Right. So another thing I'm going with is lineup adjustments, right? And leaning on vets. You could put slash, you could put it its own bullets, whatever.
No. This is under adjustments. I got it.
So you just mentioned a couple minutes ago that we gotta have guys like Sims, like Deuce, like Grimes, out there and playing to show us what they got, so we know what we have. We can evaluate them and see if they're going to be a part of this team moving forward, right? But when were these opportunities given to them?
When we realized that we weren't going anywhere and it's time to start seeing the development.
No, Deuce really only saw time because people got COVID, people got hurt. When he first, and right now even, you could even.
I'm sorry, I'm not crying for Deuce like everybody else because I know Deuce is going to get his chance.
Let me keep going.
But there's others that were before Deuce.
Let me just finish getting this out, right? So, like I said, right, developing the young guys is key. Now, if Thibs is not going to be able to do that without being forced to do so, how much can you really believe in him to go to somebody outside of a veteran that might be able to give us something?
Are we trying to win the game?
Are we trying to win a game in
our eyes? I'm just asking a question, guys,
because there's different. Thibs tries to win games in the only way that he knows how.
Which is the way to win games. He's a coach with a winning record.
But that's my point. Is it goes right back to what I said. Adjustments. He doesn't make adjustments in the flow of the game now. So now we're going to the general flow of the game. So I mentioned timeouts. I mentioned
lineup
changes. Right, and develop. And these are all parts of it, right? Adjustment within the flow of the game itself and within the flow of the season, right? He did not give up. He did not wave the white flag. No problem. I like a coach who's going to keep going and not want to stop. But you got to start incorporating different guys, man. The fact that you're still playing Taj when we have 16 games left in the season, it boggles my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are just little things. And I'm only under the adjustments.
Okay. Well,
you know
come
what
on,
I'm saying?
Danny.
There's
I mean, again,
I just don't know if listen. I love Thibs. I wanted Thibs to be
not really,
coach.
but I hear
what
you.
I've seen in this last season, I just don't know if he'll have what it takes to play the team as a whole.
My only thing about that is you said you saw it last season, though. So all of a sudden now, all of his history, all of his future is this year.
If you rewind, all I said was the timeouts. I seen him call timeouts to kill momentum last season.
No, you said before that you actually like what Thibs did last year. That's why I re-asked it.
Timeouts to kill momentum. I definitely said that. Rewind that tape, play it back, bro.
I did.
That's why Trust me. But listen, I understand it, bro. It's passion, man. Listen, you have your stance, right?
No, I'm not. It's not about my stance, man. I'm just hearing you out.
I'm just laying out what we're seeing. It's the same thing that we're seeing, right? Then he finally has the wherewithal, you could say, and I'm just going to give him that benefit of the doubt to play guys like Deuce, and he goes out and he sits in the corner. And until you finally saw a handful of games ago where he finally had the freedom playing alongside of somebody like we mentioned last week in IQ, he had more freedom to play. He wasn't just perched in the corner just waiting for the ball to come with him, which isn't his game. Right. You know what I'm saying? So another part that I'm not seeing Thibs do is utilize guys to the most and the best of their ability. Guys like Cam Reddish who are just dying in a corner. You know, like I said, man, three weeks in a row, I kept saying, how many times are we going to roll pick and rolls for Alec Burks when you got other guys on the court that are more suitable of being successful in those types of plays? So I'm not going to go into it. I don't want to beat a bird, but like I said,
but I'm hearing you, bro. I'm letting you talk.
That's all, man. That's the only reasons, bro. That
there's more. Hit it.
I'm optimistic. I don't like change either. I want to ride it. I feel that I totally feel and understand the whole narrative where we've had how many coaches, RJ's had how many coaches. I get that. I totally do. But at the same time, I'm going to put it out right here, right? When you have a job,
he needs another
coach.
Love
your job, right?
He needs more coaches.
You work every single day. You get good pay. It's easy ride to get there. The people that you work with are great.
And he's a successful
and you're not looking for another job, right? So you're not searching. But the next job that you could have that's out there could be 10 times better than what you have now. But you'll never know because you're not looking. So you should always be looking. Even when you're happy, you should always be looking. Okay. That's my point, is I'm keeping an open mind. That's all. Like I said, I don't want to fire him.
You looking for a new girlfriend?
I'm saying next season, I'm down to rock with Thibs. But if he's season through and he's not doing anything, I'm going to be jumping right on the bandwagon. That's wholeheartedly. That's all I'm saying.
So
that's
Coach
and that's your thing, man. And I hear you.
So Coach Bob, so you mean to tell me? First of all, let me start off with this. Thibs needs to be fired.
Okay.
I love it because it's the other end of the spectrum.
Coach Farr, give me 3 good reasons why.
I'm not doing all that.
Oh, all right.
You know I'm not doing all that.
So, you know what? I got this for you. Thibs needs to be fired because accountability, right? Okay. Last season, he wanted to start Alfred Payton all season. You benched him in the playoffs. That was stupid. You talked about accountability. You talked about minutes allocations. His minutes allocations.
That's another thing.
It looks like he plays favorites. He keeps Alec Burks on the court regardless of what he do. He only holds the young kids accountable. He does not hold Randall accountable at all. That is fact. There's no way you continuously let Julius Randle hold the ball for 14 seconds. That's a coaching issue. But that's also an ego issue. You have to tell that man, move the ball. Thibs is basically coaching himself out of New York right now. So if you're telling me that any player will want to come and play for Thibs, that's not happening. One. Okay. Another thing about Thibs, injuries follow him wherever he go.
Injuries follow everybody though, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, injuries follow everybody.
He got a decade worth.
There's a lot of coaches, man. Y'all just aiming at Thibs, but right on. No, go ahead.
ACLs and Thibs go hand in hand. So regardless of what you say,
right, everywhere
he stopped, it's an ACL goal.
No, I didn't say he didn't. So it's not regardless. I agreed. But I just said there's other coaches.
Okay. So he's been out the first round of the playoffs his last 4 tries. Right?
Yeah, and we ain't had no coaches that been in the playoffs in the last 10 years.
You talking to me about the last 10 years? We had no first round picks when Porzingis was here. So our rebuild was slumped already. On top of the fact that we had Steve Mills. So what you want me to say? Thibs needs to be fired. Patrick Ewing had 5 coaches in 4 years. Fire the coach until you get it right. There's no way in hell, Coach Farr, that you gonna tell me next season Thibs he gonna have a winning record.
He had one last year. So what you talking about? He had one last year.
I dismissed.
What you talking about?
Dismissed all.
See, and that's the problem. That's my only issue, State, is everybody throws last year away because this year didn't work out the same way.
I've been through it away. Last year was fake. COVID.
Yo, brother. Okay.
COVID. 2K fans in the stands.
Yeah.
Every time we played a good team, their best player had COVID or he was injured. Randy took advantage.
So now we're taking a crap on what little success we've had over the last 10 years to prove a point about a bad coach. These are the things that I can't do, man.
It's not.
Last year was I'm sorry. Go ahead and say what you're saying.
it's not proving a point, OG. It's called team building. If you got a guy like RJ Barrett and you drafted him third, you're supposed to make sure that you get high-end talent before you have to pay that said player. We already knew RJ's mental was going to have him good. But for you to tell me that we won 21 games in 2020 and we drafted Julius Randle's backup with the 8th pick and he had 8 minutes the other night, I'm pissed off about that.
Okay.
Then we passed up on 3 straight lead guards in 2020.
That sounds like front office issues.
Hold on.
Oh,
You go to 2021, right? Let's get the big picture, right? Go to 2020. COVID, 72 games, 2K fans in the stands. Nobody don't know what Thibs is going to do. Granted, the Knicks took advantage. I respect it. All love to you dudes. But you took me out of one of the deepest draft lotteries in the last 10 years. You don't have the necessary talent in order to compete. We're noticing it. We're seeing it now in live action. We lost 3 20-point leads, right? We lost a 28-point lead, right? We're losing leads because we don't have a lot of talent. So for me, if the Knicks would have went the route that I wanted to go, I think we wouldn't even be mad right now. This is why I dismissed last season. If I dismissed last season from my brain completely, I'm going to say, yo, we won 21 games, and now we won. It's the second year of our rebuild. We won 28 games so far. Because I'm dismissing last season. I think if you look at it in that way, it's progress.
I understand what you're saying. I don't dismiss last season, but I understand where you're coming from. And what roots my thinking in that is that you look at somebody like Randle, right? A guy like him doesn't play the way that he did that year every single year. He has never played like that. So I look at it as like, okay, he showed us something for that 1 year. Right. So, and I said this last year to Coach Fowl also, like we haven't seen enough of it to know that it's going to continue. Like the trend has to be of so much of a distance, right? Like you can't say, oh, he balled out 5 games. He balled out 20 games. You can't say he balled out 1 season. He's a certified all-star. Like he made the all-star team.
Well, he made the all-star team. That made him a certified all-star.
What I'm saying is you don't 3 years from now look at Randle and say, oh, he's an all-star. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes,
unless he does it again.
It takes more than that to solidify what you are, right? And taking that next step. So my point is he didn't come out this season and replicate it.
Not at all.
Now you have 8 seasons of Randle, and you could look at the numbers and look at each season, and of course you could say, okay, things happened and have all these. That's X factors, right? You take that out of it. But I look at it as like he's never played to that caliber for the most part his whole career. So, and on top of it, players don't have those years back to back. It just doesn't happen like that unless you're certified. You know what I'm saying, at that caliber. So I would have loved to see him continue it and continue putting that foot on that ground and saying, I'm here, I'm an all-star. He just didn't do it. So I can't believe in it. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't put all my stock in that. That's where I feel like a lot of that thinking comes from. And I think it lends credence to the narrative that State was pointing out. That's all. I just wanted to kind of throw some context in there.
Right on.
Sorry.
About what, man?
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
What?
Ready? I'm gonna throw something else out there real quick, right? Evan Fournier is 25 3-pointers away from breaking John Starks' record, 217 threes in a season.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's something I wasn't expecting.
Now, couple that with the fact that he had a slow start, right? I'm just saying it's something, right? And I think, of course, Fournier doesn't help himself at all in terms of defense. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't earn his keep on the court. That's why a lot of times we're yelling at him. Right. Where a lot of times we're yelling, and it's like
that's Grimes and Reddish minutes waiting to happen.
Exactly. But that's also goes to what I was saying about earlier, Fiz, that Thibs leans on
because the front office paid him starter money.
The only thing I'll say,
I'm not sure if he's still not getting email to make sure that he's getting at least enough burn that he could be traded in the offseason.
Well, exactly, because I was going to say Thibs does sit him in the fourth quarters at times.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily want him in crunch time.
Right, you do see that, but there's it's just one thing. But
the front office paid him. Now again, when they brought him in, I was like, you could ask my wife. I was like, oh. Yeah, Fournier, really? Well,
To
know,
me,
he'll be
he's
a
an
good.
off the bench-
He'll
off the
be a
bench
good
player.
off the bench. He'll be a good backup. Danny, we talked about this, and then
Yes,
I found
sir.
out how much they paid him, and then I was livid.
Because optics come into play now.
No, because that's starter money. So I
Well,
knew
that's what I'm
now
saying.
that paycheck was forcing his behind into the starting lineup where I didn't think he belonged. You know what I mean? Like, why are y'all doing the Tim Hardaway thing all over again?
I don't want to remember Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, but that
hey, guys,
contract, bro.
The money.
I mean, that's my point. You gave this kind of bread to a dude that did in the French Olympics. Dude, you want to talk about bubble. French Olympics, bubble. And they paid him. They paid that man his money. And I was like, what are y'all doing?
He got that Joakim Noah money, bro. He got that.
I mean, and then they bring in Kemba, and I'm really trying to vouch for Kemba and all that. And Boston fans is in my DMs telling me the truth. And so listen, Boston fans, from a couple of months back, y'all got at me. I didn't listen. I sincerely apologize live on air in front of all of y'all. Y'all was right. Y'all was just trying to put Coach File on, and I was trying to have that good Nick loyalty. But even I knew, listen, with them knees, it ain't long for nothing. But I didn't mind the way they picked him up because they didn't really risk anything or spend too much money to bring him in. But now we're stuck with the albatross that y'all tried to force to play. And I know, State, that they told him to play Kemba because remember when he put him in the purgatory because he said he couldn't win when he couldn't play with him. Why was he back in there? Because they done tapped on the look, man, we brought this guy in. We need him to play. I feel like some of these ideas are Thibs's, but honestly, just like how Dolan used to interfere and tell folk how to play, I kind of feel like Wild West and them was like, listen, we brought these guys in, play them. And I feel like that's where there's a rift in the foundation of that front office. And at the end of the day, by them not getting Thibs the groceries that Thibs need and Thibs not being able to cook with the stuff that he got, this is everybody's fault right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of blame can be put on every single aspect on many places. But hey, guys, I got to bounce. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, we're going to be wrapping up shortly anyway, but we love you, man. Hey,
Danny,
real quick. Nick City Bach is still popping?
I got to talk to Jay because he kind of he was dealing with something personal.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard from Jay in a minute.
He's
say what up.
Yo, big shouts to Jay, man. Much love, brother. Much love.
Jay, man.
Jay Ski, bro. Yeah, man.
Jay Ski in the building and in our hearts.
Yes,
have a good night, guys.
Yo, you too, man. You too.
So
listen, I wanna end this pod on a high note, right? So I was waiting.
You got trees? No.
I couldn't wait. Man, I couldn't wait no more, bro. So I had to throw it out on a tweet, right? But I was looking at some numbers, and we know RJ had a killer February,
yes,
right?
He did.
And so
he's going to be an All-Star next year.
Man, book it, bro. Book it.
I just did,
bro.
In front of State, and he keeps receipts.
Yo, that's for sure, bro.
RJ, we know RJ's a future Knick Hall of Famer, man. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Yo,
yes,
so
sir.
from March right now, he's averaging 24 points on 39.33% shooting. He's got 6.1 bounds, 4.3 assists. And this is my favorite part, right? His free throws. He picked up his percentage to 81.6% in March, right? He's hit 40 of 49 free throws. And we've seen it. He's at a stretch a couple weeks ago where he hit every free throw in the game. 4 out of 4 one game, 7 out of 7 the next one. What games were those?
RJ is sustainable. He'll be doing this for a few years in a row.
He had perfect free throws. So, yeah, man, listen, this is what we want to see. He made that jump in February. I feel like we would have seen it earlier if he never caught COVID. I feel like COVID kind of put a wrench in.
Slowed him down a little bit.
Yeah, man. So when he got back from COVID and got into a rhythm and he got his his breathing back, he got his legs stretched and everything, that's when he started making a tear and you saw it, So shouts to that kid, man.
I got something for y'all. If you said leave on a high note, I got something for you.
Hell yeah, bro.
RJ reminds me of remember young Paul Pierce, but the trajectory of the teams around him and stuff like that. This reminds me of the early Paul Pierce years.
Oh, when he was with Reggie Lewis.
No, he was with Antoine Walker. But
yeah, Reggie Lewis, fam. Before he passed, it was Reggie Lewis.
God bless Reggie Lewis. So, but like the trajectory, and
I agree.
Like RJ is going to be a guy who's going to be able to get somebody to come and play.
Yeah, I agree.
Players want to play with guys who can play both sides of the ball, but will, stand up with the media, be a good teammate, big up his teammates. And hey, let's see, man. RJ Barrett, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the future, man. This season, I know it's not going the way we all want. I'm still in the Trey Randall camp, but I want to see him succeed. I want to see this team win some games, man. I'm sick of arguing with people, honestly.
Fair.
It's crazy, man, that people
so tight with it, but,
it's because there's such a balance, right? Like you can't be a fan of the Knicks, understand that they need to lose to get a better draft pick, but still want to see them succeed and still want to watch a game and like watch them win. Like that's the whole point. Like that's the whole balance of a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? Like you have this plug and pull and it just on you in all different angles, and it's like this is what we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like how it is what it is. Like you could do every single one of those. Like they're not mutually exclusive. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. That's what it is. And I appreciate you coming up here, State, because you know, like some fans are here with things. I'm off screen, and some fans are here with it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's good to have a guy like Coach on here, and then myself, and then you, who kind of cover the whole spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you coming on the show today, spending some time chopping it up. Shout out to the bank guy who just left a couple of minutes ago. If you're still tuned in, man,
stick around for a second,
like
Danny.
And retweet, yo. Hit that retweet.
I gotta give State something, Danny.
Yo,
I gotta give him a treat. I gotta give him a treat. And it's a treat you ain't seen in a minute neither, but it deserved to be unshelved for this moment, especially because of this last part of the conversation we had. So hold on. It's the fourth quarter. We're down by 1. No seconds left. And you gotta eat your breakfast. So what you gotta get is that RJ Barrett crunch time. That's right, boys and girls. It's crunch time.
Crunch time.
Get your wonderful breakfast on right before school. You're not gonna be late because the food is gonna just devour itself and just evaporate right in your mouth and give you all the nutrition you need because it's crunch time. That's right. RJ Barrett, crunch time, straight from Kellogg's and them. The folks that gave you them Rice Krispies and things. You feel me? Crunch time, baby. Go get you a bowl, go get you 2. Go win for your team, win for your school. Crunch time. Crunch time.
Yo, that's the best. I love how you ended that, bro. I love how you ended that. Go win for your team, win for your school. That's great, bro.
I love it.
That's great, bro. Alvaro checking in late, bro. Trade Noel, keep Sims. We've been there, done that. We with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Noel ain't long for this team, brother. Yeah. We got Twin Towers, you know. What is it?
It's just
the law firm of Mitchell and Jericho.
Yeah, bro. You see
their hospital bed.
Hold on. I got it. The centers is called Robin Sims.
Nah, honestly.
Yeah. See that? Robin Sims.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. But
I'm gonna make that a t-shirt.
I got a last hot take. If Mitch not my starting center next season, I want Mo Bamba. You can't keep Sims and Mitch and Nerlens. I only want one out of Mitch and Sims. Pick out of the one.
No. I want Mitch and Sims. I don't want Nerlens.
No. Nerlens could go.
Yes.
I'm discounting him. He needs to go.
He wants
pick out Mitch and Sims and move forward. We have to pay Mitch. Something has to give. We don't really got to necessarily pick with Sims now because Sims on the make.
We got to pay Sims. He just got here. We got time.
He's on a 2-way, bro.
But Mitch,
pay that man his money.
He's just a walk. We got to do something about that starting center position, fellas.
You gotta lock it
That's
in.
what we
Definitely
do.
gotta lock it in.
Pay him.
You see his uncle on Twitter. You see his uncle on Twitter saying, "I can't wait." Matter of fact, let me get out of here, man. I appreciate you guys, man.
Yo, you the man, bro.
We ain't gonna do that.
Love you, bro. I'll see you on Twitter, man.
All right, brothers. I appreciate y'all, man. Keep doing y'all thing. Y'all get the lights up, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you, man.
That's my dude, though.
Hell yeah, bro.
I gotta unmute him now.
Bro. The mute and block buttons, bro. I'll tell you right now, man. In the Knicks landia, as you like to say, bro, those buttons are definitely heavily prevalent.
Yo, I sometimes, because I have a habit of seeing something that alerts me and I respond, and I had to learn how to stop doing that. And so sometimes having to mute folk that will give me them takes that make me do that. It's not about y'all. It's about me not trying to walk into an argument on accident.
I feel you.
With my happy takes.
I understand. Listen, bro, because then it becomes so detailed. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, give me 3 things. Okay, so now you
exactly. I'm not giving 3 things. Right. It's not about 3 things. Y'all can give me 12 things that you don't like. I understand. Giving you 3 things is not going to change your opinion about how you feel. So I don't give 3 things. And that was no disrespect, ladies and gentlemen, the state. And the reason why he let it go is because he knows me. He knows how I do. So he did that, and I was like, yeah, nah. So he was like, yeah, no, that's good. So that was that.
No doubt. So it's been a great another week, bro.
Yeah, man. An hour flew by, boy. Woo.
Yo, it did, man. And I'll tell you, we got 2 days before the next game.
Yes.
Right? Like I'll tell you, after last year, man, like waiting 2 days before the next game is just
bated breath. Especially last year, man. Like a 2-day gap was like purgatory. It was like, what am I gonna do for 2 days? I need my Knicks. Now it's like, oh man, they playing again in 2 days. Shoot.
Yo, if next season now it goes back to like completely regular schedule, there's gonna be games where they're 3 days apart. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what was normal.
Yeah. And
we just got used to the cram, the crammed in schedule.
Right. And I'm gonna leave Alvaro with that. Yes, I all expect a lot from Fournier, especially given the contract he was given.
Yo, definitely, bro. When I first seen he got signed, I hit him up and I said, yo, you're going to wear the same number as that cat that took the ball and went, bah, bah. You better bring something to the court, man. Yep. And he was laughing. He seen it. But
I hit him up too. Yeah, I saw him respond to you. So,
listen, so like I said, man, he's got 192 threes right now. He needs 25 more to beat Starks' record. Actually, he needs 26 to beat it. He needs 25 to tie it. So either way, I'm sure he's more than capable of doing it.
I hope he does.
Want it to happen?
Do you really want Evan Fournier's name in? Do you want his name in Knicks history?
That's a good point, man. Do we want Evan Fournier
based on this season's performance, and if he's traded in the offseason, do we really want him erasing one of our heroes' daggone records?
Well, I'll tell you what, if he does, he better come out the next season and freaking prove, you know what I'm saying, his worth, because goddamn, you got to do something on defense, bro.
I mean, again, bro, I would just rather him not break the record.
He shows things at times a little more lately. Like, I don't want to say he don't ever.
Yeah, he's settling in. I'll give him that.
Man, and there's games where you see his hands active. He picks up a steal, but it's just not enough. You need more of it.
I mean, my thing is this. He's not automatic enough for me to forget about his lack of defense.
100%.
Maybe if it was a bit more automatic with that shot, I'd forgive it.
Because he has games where he's quiet. So if eliminate those games, right? So
if you're not going to be expending that energy on defense, you better be lighting it up.
Yeah.
Or what are you saving the energy for? You know what I mean? So yeah.
Tell me about it, bro. So that's where we're at, bro. We'll wrap it up, man. It's been fun. I'm looking at my notes. Was there anything I didn't that I wanted to touch on? I think we're good, man. So that's what it is. We're back next week, regular time, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Sunday night Knicks. If you're still rocking, man, hit that retweet, hit that like. We want to get this out as far as possible.
Ooh, I just realized that I might be at the Sunday night game.
Okay. I'll be at the game Friday night. Friday night. Listen, if
I
you're
gotta
there,
make sure.
do
On
it.
there, yo, I just code clearing for the it'll be a most special event.
Hell yeah, bro. We haven't done that yet, so that'll be cool.
No, we haven't. So that will be something. All right, Danny Manny, I will
definitely
holler at
talk,
you.
bro. Absolutely.
Be good.
Man. Be better, bro. You already know that. Everybody watching, be great. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.